right. All right. So Lauren just need to go ahead and bow out gracefully of this one and just, take her L. And David just needs to stop trying to find reasons or whatever of why he can't talk to her because he feels some type of way that his sister now knows. How'd your sister know, David? How'd your sister know? Let's find that part out. How she know before everybody else?
Thank you. Dahlia, who's lying?
Hello, everybody. Can you hear me okay?
We hear you.
Great. Okay. So before I even get to that, can we just acknowledge that it's weird that um apparently everybody in Minneapolis knows each other to such a degree that they know who each other is sleeping with. Like, okay, in Houston, all the black people know each other. I will admit that. If you have lived in a community for longer than like 10 years, there is 7 degrees of separation. But this is ridiculous. Like I don't understand how people are getting the same in my relationship to that extent that you know who I'm sleeping with and you feel like you got the audacity to have a say in the matter. That to me is weird. Having said all that, I think Lauren's the liar. I don't think Dave is lying about this. I do think, however, I think he's lying about his sister. I think he's using his sister as an excuse to back away from her, and Lauren can't take a hint to save her life. So now he's trying to use her little prison benefit situation to back off for her. It doesn't make any sense because we already know that Dave is a hoe. So it's like you have no excuse to be mad at her for what she's doing when you admit it off rip. You are a whore. So I don't understand like why are you giving her grief about it unless it's just some misogyny type deal. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Yes. Who'd like to add on this? I mean, obviously, Dave, we know that Dave obviously, spoke to Lauren about the situation and, broke down his perspective and, talks about how he felt like, he just didn't understand how she could not take it seriously. But yes, I would love to hear some more thoughts. Yes, you were going to say something else, Sid.
My question is, okay, you met someone on Hinge and they become your friends with benefits and y'all have, I guess, 2 months. How come you got to make the fiance wait forever? Why he got to wait longer than a week?
Bingo. Yep. Because
Here's
I
my
ain't gonna lie.
question. He got on a knee. He got on a knee. You got a ring on your finger. Okay? So why are we putting David under probation heavier than the Hinge date? That's just my question.
Why is David putting himself under probation by agreeing with her, talking about, yes, it takes me a while to be emotional too, so I can't. But meanwhile, rubbing her up and down, trying to sauce her up like some daggone butter rolls. Like,
Because
what
you
are you
can't
doing?
do a TV show, Jay. You can't do that. You can't. We already saw how Ramses got drug behind the cows
And
because he was checking.
exactly. And he's still
You
petting
can't.
her, Easton. That's what I'm saying. He's still doing the same thing Ramses was doing. He's still petting her.
No, he wasn't.
Yes,
He
he was.
Ramses.
Remember that scene in the bed and he's sitting here just rubbing her arms up and down and she looking like, please get off of
Marissa
me.
gave up the cookies early. I'm saying that whenever the sex talk comes up, when you the guy, if you ain't all in agreement with the girl, you gonna be sent to the gulag. So I know what Dave was doing. He was trying to do an old player trick. He was like, "All right, I'm agree with you. Yeah, let's get this emotional connection right." But in the back of his mind, he's like, "Wait, I, because in his mind, he thinks he's better than Lauren. He like, you a teacher? Hmm. He thinking he calculating in his head how much she make, who she been with. He like, dang, I ain't got the cookies yet, and he don't know anything about anybody else, but he's just thinking to himself like, I should at least be able to hit the first time we married, right? So that's what's going on in his head, and I think he's upset with that. So that's why I think he's trying to take it out on her now. Is that he didn't get the hit when he thought he was supposed to?
Yeah, but he still look creepy. You agreeing with her, but you sitting here rubbing on her arms in the bed, passionately and all this stuff like that, like trying to woo her into sex while you over here like pressed up against her. Like, bro, stop.
But then why are we walking around him naked and he can't I mean, we all around giving signals. We all around giving mixed signals.
Because they all lying. If you want the answer, Coach, there's your answer. They all got a little lying problem.
Mm-hmm. I mean, old Easton, I would have been on the same wavelength as Day. I was like, wait, we done got married. I didn't talk to you for I don't know how many hours in the pods, and we can't do nothing now. Something's up. But I really don't understand what Lauren's hesitation is, especially if she had some intimacy with somebody maybe months or however it may go. Again, it's your body, your choice. You can choose to do what you want, when you want, and how you want to. But I could slightly understand where Dave is coming from and why. But the issue is that there's a level of resentment that comes with that. And so I don't think that he should act on his resentment that particular type of way, because he's really stretching it out to make her feel bad for hooking up with this guy. Although I do know she is lying.
I can explain this easily. Here's what I think is happening in Lauren's brain, potentially. I think in her mind, she thinks that because this is going to be a real marriage for her, she wants it to last. She wants to make sure the emotional connection is good, which is why maybe she's backing off from like the sex part of it, because it means more to her. If it meant less to her, then she would be okay with doing that whole friends with benefits thing. I've heard people say this stuff and you're shaking your head, but some people, they be moving like that. It makes no sense to me, but they move like that.
I agree with you.
No sense.
Listen,
It don't make any sense, but I agree with you. That's why a lot of the nice guys be getting mad for going on the dates. I gotta pay I gotta pay $100 date, but homeboy call you up at 2 a.m.
Listen,
I'm rocking with you.
Listen, y'all can rock on that BS if you want to. That is not what's going on in that lady head. She played a stupid game and she don't like the prize she got. That is all that is happening right now. Okay. That's what's happening. Because otherwise she'd have gave him something like she gave that man that she wasn't messing with, but she doubled back to give him some again before she left to go over here. That lady sat there and told him, I can't have sex with you for 48 hours, 24 hours, 3 to 5 days after a waxing. That's a whole daggone lie. Okay. I don't know where and what handbook that is in there. You can give your little hoo-ha a little break all you want, but they was at that resort for at least 3 days before they seen the other couples, before he started running around asking everybody else if they getting it on. So yeah, she don't want
putting down. Okay. Yeah, y'all making some sense, because I'm now putting 2 and 2 together. She was over here capping about that waxing. She was capping. I wasn't putting that together. Now I got it together. Oh yeah. Yeah, she was over here doing that. Oh, thank y'all for letting me see the light. I put it together now. I said, wait. Oh, she lied about the wax.
That has been played on you, and you believed it. That's what it sounded like.
Light bulb. Bing.
Jay, why you give him more information that he doesn't need to have a wrong opinion? Why?
I ain't give him more information. You know, Easton gonna take what he get regardless. He's gonna find something to match his stories. Child.
It's true. Gonna piece some evidence together like a jacked up CSI person.
Right, Sean, because if you see what he wrote in the chat for later on's discussion, it's fluff. And if he just sit here and say that out loud,
it's the truth.
We'll
talk about it.
We are.
I mean, listen, hey, look, I mean, for real, like with the Lauren and Dave situation, obviously, I think Dave obviously is overly reacting because I think he does want a little bit of sex. I think also at the same time, he is a bit of a superficial person, and I think he's also afraid. I think he's also a very fearful person too, right? So, like, he's almost rejecting her before she rejects him, because I think he also feel, and again, I'm not saying he's correct, by the way, I'm just saying, I feel like he's almost kind of reacting in a sense of, she's not giving it to me, and why is she not giving it to me, in a sense? Like, I think this is, actually, I do kind of agree with what Dahlia was kind of saying, that nice guy effect, where we see it in Rep Hill all the time. It's like, why am I paying for something that you've given up to someone? Do you know what I'm saying too? And it's a wrong way of thinking about the equation in that space. But obviously as well at the same time, I don't know if he actually fancies her like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I need to go back to the reveal again and look at it again and look how they actually saw each other. Do you know what I'm saying? And see how he actually responded to her. Because as for now, obviously, I haven't seen anything too crazy that showed me that he doesn't fancy her or doesn't find her attractive. But at the same time, he negs her a lot, right? He makes these comments that are negging, and that's a part of the manipulation. But that's also part of the red pill nice guy tactic as well, to neg somebody in that space because you're trying to have power over them because you're insecure. So that's why I can also understand where Darla's coming from, because that's actually one of the process and steps of the red pill nice guy situation. So I definitely hear that. I think in that space to give him a little bit of credence, not too much, is that I think he is a bit unsafe. I think he's equating. You know what time it is.